Good day, Move Fitness. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Chancey Patterson, one of the partners with Move Fitness, and I got a very special guest with us. Before we get going with Gabby, I do want to ask, how are you guys? I hope you're well. I hope you're staying connected. We miss you like crazy. I know I can speak for Gabby on this one. We definitely miss seeing you guys, interacting with you guys, coaching you guys, motivating. I mean, all of it. We do miss you. So let me introduce my special guest for today with Chancey's Coffee Conversation. It's Gabby Atnip from the Spokane Valley location. Gabby's our weekend fitness director. She's been in the industry for about 4 years now with us as a personal trainer. And Gabby was, I think you're retired now, unless you tell me different, a professional MMA fighter.
Yeah, I'm definitely retired. Too much for me.
Yeah. Well, what was one of your favorite things? And I won't go into the worst thing, but what was maybe one of your favorite things or an adrenaline rush thing that you loved most, being a professional athlete in MMA?
Probably for me, it was the discipline.
Yeah.
Just being sure, training 2 hours a day and then knowing, you can't let your emotions, kind of overwhelm you, or, you really have to stay focused and you have to have that mental clarity. So that teaches you definitely a lot of discipline.
Oh, awesome. Well, we'll get into maybe a little bit more. I love that answer. We'll get into that later on in our conversation. But the first thing I want to ask you, and I start all of these off with, gratitude and gratefulness. Tell me, Gabby, what are you grateful for today?
If you were to ask that question, like just specifically today, I mean, I'm grateful for a lot of things in my life for sure. But just today would probably be Teresa Huber. I don't know if many of you met her. She has been on the news, but she's definitely a big part of the Valley Gym. But having her in my life every day is just, I can't not smile. I can't not be happy or laugh or be positive.
Yeah.
She just brings me just that joy and that happiness just being around her. So it's definitely been really good for me to have her in my life and, just sit and have a conversation with her and, laugh and joke and really just be positive.
And the thing I love about, yourself and Teresa is you have this magnetic personality, this to where how you guys just exude, excitement and happiness and motivation and gratefulness, really attracts other people to that. So you can find yourself, you may be surrounded by an outlier who just might be having a rough day or might be a little bit negative, or maybe a client or a friend, and they get around people such as yourselves and they can flip a switch and they're able to just go, wow, they're on a different level and I want to be on that level. So, and that's a testament to both of you two for such a great attitude. So you're connecting, with somebody like Teresa. How important do you think it is, really to stay connected in a time like this, where, I think a lot of the communication at the beginning of this quarantine was, stay socially distant, move away from people, which in my opinion, again, that's more physical distance. I think it's really important to stay socially connected with people. Do you feel the same way? Are there people that you're just like, man, I've got to reach out to them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, like staying in touch with, my coworkers like Andy and Darren and Jessica, even if it's just checking like how their workout was, getting to be involved in the videos that we make for Facebook. It's just, it's just that connection that you have with people. That's what this world's about, connections with people. It doesn't necessarily have to be physically, but the communication, if that door is always open, they feel, like, oh, I can come to my trainer if I need to. Like I have somebody there to, have my back, even if it can't be physically. It's just knowing that somebody's there just to talk to, because sometimes that's all people need is an ear, and just kind of get things off their chest, or, they want to laugh for the day. Whatever it may be, just having that communication is always nice. You don't want to completely isolate yourself because, then sometimes that mind kind of goes a little crazy and You know, you want to be sure that you have that connection with people.
Yeah, and when people manifest, and there's a lot of unknowns right now, and I think that's kind of the scariest thing about all of this when it comes to, you know, what we think and what we do and what we say is, you know, the mandates and the stay-at-homes, and there's so many unknowns which cause these weird manifestations in our mind at times, right? And if we're not protecting our mind from those weird thoughts, it's very easy to go down this kind of rabbit hole of negativity, and there's just, it's bad, and it's going to be crappy, and it's going to be ugly, and it's going to be a terrible, instead of reaching out to somebody, you know, like yourself and Teresa and Jessica and Andy, and going, hey, I'm having some kind of weird thoughts, I just need to talk to you. Right? So I think I agree with you wholeheartedly that it's so important for people to just connect in any way, even if it's just a vent. If it is negative, that's okay, right? It's okay to have negative thoughts. It's just not okay to continuously stay there
Right.
and have negative thoughts, right? You can't stay in that moment. You know, you gotta find a way out. And when you find that way out and you connect with somebody like yourself who's going to be extremely uplifting and show you that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and things are possible, it's like, okay, I needed that. And people are able to release with that social connection.
No, absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree with that. You know, it's just like somebody coming into the gym when they have a bad day and they have your training session with you, and then they're like, wow, you know, my bad day turned into a great day, you know? Yeah. And really all it was a smile, you know, just that connection. And like I said, it doesn't have to be physically. It's just somebody knows that you're there. So you're not alone.
Yes. You kind of alluded to this earlier. So we have our social connections, and then somewhat of our physical connections that we can't physically, you know, connect with a ton of people right now. We're working our way back into it, but you did allude to, you know, obviously you've been fantastic all over, you know, Facebook and doing tons of videos for us with the members, you know, love and they hate, you know, just like when you train them, right? They love you, but and in the moment, like, God dang, that was so hard. So what are you doing maybe outside of some of those videos to kind of stay, you know, physically active, that, you know, maybe the members are like, oh, maybe I can try that?
For me, I definitely go on a lot of walks. So we've got tons of places here, you know, Dishman Hills, Marabou Park, if you want a little bit of a smaller walk, and doing calisthenic stuff at home. Yeah. You know, not a lot of people have the weights at home, or, you know, you go to Walmart right now where there's like, you can't even buy dumbbells, even if you wanted them, right? You know? So it's just having that routine. 10 o'clock every morning, I'm working out. Yeah. You know, whether it be 30 minutes or an hour or body weight strength training or just maybe a walk. Something to physically do to, you know, keep my mind and my body like, okay, no, we're still doing this. You know, we don't have to have a gym. We can still be healthy. We can still, you know, do the things that we need to do and not completely just shut down.
Yeah, I've seen people get obviously very creative with their weights at home, whether that be water jugs, taped together like cans. Like, I've just seen some wicked, crazy stuff. But you just kind of talked about the beginning of at 10 a.m. Is like workout time, right? So how important to you is it to maintain a sense of routine when all routine has just been dismantled, right? People can wake up whenever the hell that they want. They don't have to go to the gym. Like, nobody's really holding them accountable to these workouts. And I can see that some people have, you know, started to fall down this dangerous trap of, I've basically been on a 45 to 60-day vacation, and I probably still got another 30 days. Like, oh, well, like, how important is it to you to maintain that sense of routine?
For me, it's really important because, you know, you go from, okay, getting up at this time in the morning, getting ready for work, you know, drinking your energy drink, you know, and then, you know, heading to work, then hitting your workouts. And then, you know, it's just that regular routine. And then, so when everything gets kind of discombobulated, it's kind of like, oh, what do I do? But, you know, if you're going to bed at a good time, getting that sleep to keep that mental clarity, to be able to stay positive, and then waking up at a regular time. So you're starting your day, right? Yes. You're still being active. You're still, you know, your mind is still thinking like, okay, we're getting up, we're starting our day. You know, I wake up at 8 o'clock every morning. which puts me at a good time to go to sleep at night,
yeah.
right? Because what you don't want to happen is work to come back around and everything, goes back to regular, and you're kind of like, man, I'm up till 2 a.m. and I got to be up in like 2 hours. Like, how do I function,
Yeah.
And it puts kind of, for me at least, it puts that state of regular.
Yeah.
Right. It makes it feel a little bit more normal instead of kind of just doing whatever I want, whenever I want, getting up at 8, still getting ready for the day, work out by 10 o'clock. And then I'm off to, whatever, if it's do videos or, things like this, or Zoom meetings, whatever it may be, just having that routine of, okay, I know what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
And I know, this allotted time is kind of like my wind down time. But it's really, really important for me. Otherwise, sometimes things can get a little chaotic, and then I don't even have time management skills. So then I feel like all my skills are just poof. So I want to make sure, that by the time I go back to work, I'm the best me that I can be.
Yes. Yeah. And you, when you alluded to that at the beginning of just the discipline of it, and I think that's what is just one word that can change somebody's daily routine, is just the discipline of it. Like, it's a total choice. You have the choice to wake up at 11 a.m. or 8 a.m. Like, you have the choice to move your body today or to not. You have the choice to, right? And you don't need a freaking nutritionalist to tell you, hey, should I eat this entire bag of Doritos watching Netflix? Or maybe should I have a couple apples? Like, it's a total choice. Like, you get to choose that. But you have to be disciplined. You have to be consistent with the discipline to get what you want. Like, that's a constant probably preacher of, myself when I was a trainer, and probably yourself. It's just, you have to be consistent in what you do. Your body's not going to change, and you're not going to reach your goals in 1 week, right? You're not going to get stronger and be able to do those pull-ups in 2 weeks, like, or deadlift, 200 pounds in 4 weeks. Like, it takes time to build not only your body, your health, your nutrition, but your mental health and your physical disciplines every single day. And so I love that you said that at the beginning about, that discipline, which really sounds like it helps you tons.
Yeah. And for me, it's also, people need to remember, before all this happened, you guys, all my clients, all the members, they work hard for their results. And you work that hard and you work that long, you can't just quit.
Yeah.
You have to keep going. You have to keep striving, because if you do that, you will eventually get to where you want to be. But if you kind of just stop, that goal is going to seem like it's, years and years away, when really, you're already halfway there.
Yeah.
Let's not start at square one again.
Right.
We want to make sure that we just keep going on this journey. It's a struggle. It's hard, just like everything else in life, but you just got to keep going. You can't give up.
Yeah. We can't fall into this sense of woe is me, because right now there's no me. It's like, woe is all of us. Like, all this stuff is, that was close. All this stuff is happening to everybody. So nobody is alone. So we can't have excuses. Again, can we have negative thoughts? Yes. Can we stay there? No. Can we have a bad day? Yes. Can we stay there and have consecutive bad days? No. Like, this is the opportunity. If I can reach out to anybody right now who's kind of struggling with this and maybe has fallen off the wagon, Gabby and I want to talk to you about, this is the time, this is the perfect time right now to pick up maybe the get lean in quarantine, to pick up your routines again, to get that discipline and get back on the horse and get back on track. Because goodness, we still probably got another month, but realize we're already 6 months into the year. Like, it's gonna be June here in a couple weeks. I mean, we're halfway. Like, how do you want to finish this year? How bad do you want that body? How bad do you want those financials? How bad do you want to change your habits? How bad do you want to meditate? Like, how bad do you want to learn whatever you want to learn? Like, it's got to be greater than whatever excuses kind of sit there. And you have the opportunity to change the next 6 months of 2020. It's 100% up to you. So I think that's kind of piggybacking and echoing what you kind of were just talking about, Gabby. So thank you. So for me, I read tons of books. I journal personally. So now we kind of talked about physical. Are there things you're doing maybe at home to kind of keep your mind sharp during, this time where really, again, there's not a ton of accountability. Like, is there anything that you like to do or are doing that is kind of keeping upstairs physically fit too as well?
Yeah, actually doing a lot of research into nutrition, honing in on my own nutrition, and finding all these new macro friendly things that I can do. Like, oh, wow, if I did this much in Fruity Pebbles, but I replaced, frosting with yogurt and protein powder, then the proteins, so it's all these different
Yeah.
things that I'm just like looking into. So when I come back, when I do my clients' meal plans and they're like, yeah, I kind of have a sweet tooth. Okay, well, what about this recipe? Or what about this? And also dialing in on what I can physically change in my body just solely based off of nutrition.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's been huge. And it's just, looking into all these different types of substitutions and, different types of tortillas and crazy stuff like that, just really honing in on how can I make this macro friendly? How can I make this suitable for somebody to eat?
Yes.
Right. And giving them those good ideas, because sometimes when you're eating the same thing over and over and over, it's kind of like, well, I'm kind of bored of this, right? Which causes that kind of like binge craving, you want to go out, you want to eat bad foods because you've been eating nothing but chicken and rice. Well, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be, and like I tell my clients, I hate the word diet. I do not like that word. It's a lifestyle change, right? So we just have to find the things that you enjoy and make it a little bit easier for you to be able to be like, okay, yeah, this isn't that bad. Yeah, it's actually really good, and to not want that.
I have that opportunity of doing it long term, right? It's not just this quick fix, which we find with a lot of our clients going, hey, I was thinking about, because my sister's brother's baby mama was doing keto, and I think I kind of want to do it too, right? Or paleo, or whatever it is. And usually, our first question is like, great. Do you see yourself doing that forever? Right? Do you see yourself never having a beer or a piece of cake ever again? And they're like, absolutely not. Like, I was just going to do this for like 30 days to cleanse my body or something. And it's just like, it's ultimately going to fail because of the diet, like, because they get on this, I can do this real fast. And of course it's going to, at the beginning, yes, it's probably going to work because you're restricting your calories first and foremost, right? You're paying attention and you're aware, but then you go back to what you're doing and you gain the weight back because there's no discipline on how to control what you're currently doing for a normal lifestyle, right? And control those portions. And you went from discipline of following a strict meal plan for paleo, keto, South Beach diet, or whatever it was, and then you went back to your old ways, which your old ways, you had no discipline. And so what I hear you trying to say that what you're teaching your clients is the discipline on your normal eating behaviors and how to make small adjustments so you don't go buck wild.
Right. And, a lot of times that's hard because when you're a trainer and you're kind of doing, both and you're helping them with nutrition, you kind of get stuck into the, trainers sometimes have a different mindset to where, well, I can eat chicken and rice. Well, yeah, that's great. And I can tell my clients, honestly, you're not going to catch me eating chicken and rice every day. It's just not going to happen. Right. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So it's just finding those little things that you can kind of help fix their sweet tooth just a little bit, or, if they're craving a fattier food, fix that. So just really, really doing all my research on like, what is out there?
Yeah.
Like what are these things that I can help my clients with, So that's like been a big thing that I've been focusing on, but also reading Law of Attraction. Law of Attraction is huge.
Yes.
And you can't just read books like that. You've got to read, then you've got to dissect it, and then you've got to understand, and then put it into a process. So it's a long process. It's not just, for me, it's not just reading a book.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's dissecting that book, breaking it down. How do I apply this to my life? How do I, make this happen for me?
Yep.
And so that's huge for me. And again, kind of like you were saying, that all those negative thoughts that we can, just kind of focus on sometimes, it's kind of hard to get that to kind of switch back to that positive. So, reading stuff like that really is like, sends out those vibrations for me that it's like, okay, all right, I could do this. Like, it's not, okay, I got this. not that much longer.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's books like, that with laws of attraction, or, the 7 habits of highly effective people, to where books like that are just like, yeah, you can't read them. You can't just skim them and go, God, that was a great read. Like, can't wait to read another one. It's like, oh my gosh, what do I need to apply? What do I need to write down? What am I currently doing? And like, it just makes you self-reflect. And it's so great, because then you're just like nutrition and eating, right? For our clients and ourselves, now we're aware. I'm aware of these thoughts that I'm having. I'm aware of when I get negative. I'm aware of when I start to flip the switch. So creating that awareness for yourself is so powerful, because that's the best relationship and the greatest relationship you're going to have in your life, and that's with yourself. And when you can master that and own your feelings, right? Take responsibility for them and know they are what they are, and go, okay, what do I want to change? What do I want to improve? What do I like? It's scary, right? Very scary, but extremely empowering.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And there's a lot of things that you'll find out about yourself too, when you
Yes.
really start to dissect that. And then you're like, wow, that really, wow, that's true. Man, I should work on that.
And a big key
but it is a hard realization sometimes.
Yes, yeah, because you have to be 100% honest with yourself. Like, and that's sometimes really hard. Like, many years back, probably before, I connected with Spokane, it was just like, I was with another company, and there was times where it's like, why am I, showing up a few minutes late every day? It's just like, because you're being lazy. Like, you're just not, Chancey, 15 more minutes earlier. Like, that there's going to be an hour and a half of traffic. Like, that's the same every dang day. Like, stop making that excuse and take ownership of, you need to wake up a little bit earlier and so it's just those little things, to where something that small, you can go, well, I mean, there's traffic. I mean, there's a cat ran out in front of me, and I had to slam on my brakes, and then I had to pull over because I had to breathe, and I'm sorry, man, that's why I was 5 minutes late. Instead of going, I messed up. Okay, I did. I got to stop that excuse. What do I got to do going forward to not be a few minutes late every day? And you have to be honest with yourself. You got to stop being a lazy POS, Chancey. Like, you got to get up earlier. Like, you can't stop that other excuse. And you have to be honest and real with yourself, right? Because it's not like I'm then going to go into my subconscious and go, well, you just called me a POS and I don't want to talk to you today. Like, it's yourself.
Right.
So when you're looking at yourself and going, okay, like, it is what it is. And it's nobody else, giving you that feedback. It's nobody else calling you lazy. It's you recognizing you're being lazy, and you got to switch.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And it's, it's been so beneficial for me and my life, kind of just moving forward,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, gosh, I hopefully our members got tons of great content there. Let's move on to a little lighter side of this, and we're going to have some fun and ask you a few questions about you personally, and hopefully you'll indulge. But let's talk about maybe, what is your favorite, I don't know if you're a video gamer or a Netflixer, but if you have a favorite video game that you've been playing, or maybe a favorite Netflix series that you've had some guilty pleasures on, what would they be?
I definitely don't play video games. That's kind of too much for my eyes. Gives me kind of like a migraine. I don't know. It's really weird. But for me, I watch American Dad. That show just cracks me up. I can't help. I've probably watched every season, I don't know, 2-3 times.
Yeah.
That show just cracks me up. It's kind of like, that I just want to laugh, not really focus too much, and kind of just let my mind just rest.
Yeah, absolutely, which is 100% okay. And yeah, that little alien character, I can't remember his name.
Roger.
Roger is my favorite. Absolute favorite. I love that kid.
Yeah, that show, it's like an hour of laughing.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so we talked about food earlier, and you had mentioned Fruity Pebbles. I don't know if that's your guilty pleasure, but if you had a cheat meal, you're just like, you know what, I'm rewarding myself. I'm having a day. What would that cheat meal be?
Pizza. I love pizza. I love pizza. Oh my gosh.
Do you like fruit on your pizza?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Like pineapples?
Yeah, like some people
Yeah,
have a debate,
sometimes.
like you can't have pineapple, you can't have fruit on your pizza. And I'm like, Canadian bacon pineapple is pretty dang good, you know?
Yeah, there's sometimes where I'm like, yeah, that sounds really good, you
Yeah.
know?
What's your favorite pizza?
Definitely pepperoni.
Straight up, just
Straight
pepperoni.
pepperoni, nothing too complex.
Oh, I love it. Stuffed crust or regular thin crust?
If it's a cheat day, it's gonna be stuffed crust.
Hell yeah,
You
come
gotta
on,
have
girl.
that extra
Yep.
cheese.
And realize that, you guys, I mean, kind of, if you're gonna go, like, make it be your cheat meal, like it's the one, like do it right, right? Do you have a favorite superhero?
I'm not really into that stuff. But I was Batman for Halloween. I'm more of like a
Okay.
Harry Potter fan.
Okay, who's your favorite Harry Potter character?
Probably Hermione.
Hermione. She is one smart cookie. She is
Yeah.
she is the brains behind that entire operation.
Right? Yeah, I'm definitely huge Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my nerdy side, I suppose.
No, that's great. I love it. Me too. You know, it took me a while, but I did get into it. My sister, when I was in college, my little sister was sending me, you know, some of the books, and so I got into reading them, and it was fantastic. And then the movies came out, and it was just a great time for all of that. And J.K. Rowling just did a phenomenal job coming up with those books. And it's just like, well, how do you even think of this stuff? You know, that just blows my mind when you get like 7 books, like 7, like holy. How do you intertwine all this stuff? And then on book 6, you remember something from book 1. It's like, hey.
It clicks, yeah.
And
yeah,
it
for
just
me,
clicks.
I'm 12-year-old me waiting for my letter to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Still hasn't came.
Sitting there by the chimney waiting for all the letters to fly out.
For sure. I'm still waiting. If I get one at 27 years old, I'm gonna be like, all right, sorry guys, I gotta go.
So maybe that's for my next question. What's on your bucket list? What's something you want to cross off that's on there?
Honestly, I would love to go to like the Hogwarts world that they have. Oh my gosh, I would be in heaven.
I know there's one in California, but I think there's the even bigger one that's in Florida, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I would be in heaven. I probably wouldn't want to leave. I'd probably be like, no, I'm staying here. I'm staying here, man.
I got my wand, you know, I am good to go.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay, last question I got for you, Gabby. What is your most favorite thing about being a leader?
Honestly, seeing somebody else succeed.
Yeah.
It is the most fulfilling thing you could ever imagine in your life. You know, when, you know, whether it be a client or whether it be a trainer and you help them, you know, reach the goals that they want to reach, and they're just, you know, so excited and, you know, so happy, and you get to be like, oh, I was a part of that. I got to help you, you know, reach your goals and, you know, get to where you want to be. And, you know, now you're successful, you know, whether it be a weight loss journey or whether it be, you know, being successful at work, whatever it may be. It's just the most, I can't even really explain it. It just makes my heart feel so good. You know what I mean? When somebody else comes up to you and they're like, man, you know, thank you so much for helping me. And, you know, and you were just that person for them, because sometimes all somebody needs is just one person to believe in them.
Yes, absolutely. Well, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'll sign off for all of our members. Again, you guys, stay strong, stay healthy, stay moving, stay connected. We miss you like crazy. Everybody out there, please, if you need anything, reach out. You know, we're here for you. We'll do our best to do the best of our abilities to, you know, communicate with you and help you out. To all of our medical, military, and first responders, thank you so much for putting your lives on the line and keeping us safe. From Gabby and I, we hope you guys have a phenomenal day. We will talk to you soon and see you soon. All right, Move Fitness, thank you so much. All right, bye guys.